Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Learning Lab. My research focus was on chunking and creating rubrics a little bit and organizing the material in a way that makes sense for students and a meaningful way for them. So I'm just going to kind of take you through Unit 3, which was our nutrition unit. This is the first time I have ever taught health. This was the first semester. This is also the first time I have ever written a course from the ground up. So please be easy on me in your thoughts while you're looking through my class. But in the research, I found that most of it was saying you need to put information into smaller chunks to make it easier for students to read and to actually get the information and remember it. So I really tried, even before I decided this was going to be my learning lab, when I was just writing the course, I wanted to make sure that it was organized in a way that was simple and easy for kids to navigate, and it wasn't too much information at once, so they could actually retain the information. So every week they start out with a journal assignment. In these assignments, they are asked a question, one or two questions at the beginning. It's the very first assignment that they do, right after the overview page. And this question is supposed to get them thinking about the content that we're looking at that week. So it's a pretty simple question, pretty basic, something that they should have prior knowledge on so they don't have to think about it too much. And then after they have read through all the content, completed all the assignments, they are supposed to go back to the journal and answer a final question that kind of explains, they are explaining to me that they read through the content, that they understood, and telling me what they learned. So they do that every single week, and it's supposed to be a running document so they can kind of see what every unit is and have that visual in one place. I do not have discussions every week. I have them at least once in a unit, but I don't have them every week, and just because there's a lot of other assignments that I feel like are more meaningful for the content. So this week they did have a discussion, and I do try to make the discussions personal for them because obviously in a health class, I want them to be thinking about their own health. So in nutrition, it's asking them about their diet and how healthy they think it is. And some of the discussions they actually really discuss well and put meaningful posts and meaningful replies, but there's always a few kids that don't do that. Obviously, we all know that. But I found that making them more personal and making them think about their own lives makes the discussions more meaningful. And then they have a quiz, and then this try it assignment is the exercise assignment. Some of you have heard about these and know that I do this, but others may not. So almost every week in the class, as a PE class, you have to have a certain amount of exercise built into the class, including health. So they have a different form of exercise. So this week they're going to do a dance workout, and I give them videos, and then I also give them printouts in case I do have a student that's hard of hearing, so she uses the printouts. Some of the kids just like going at their own pace for these exercises, so they use the printouts as well. But I do give them videos and printouts, and then they always have an option of doing a class in person with a real instructor. They just have to take a picture of themselves doing it and then completing a reflection about the exercise. So these are not every week, but almost every week, and this is the exercise component in the class. And then, so in my research, it talked about scaffolding and scaffolding the information in a way that obviously makes sense, and then it builds off of the previous information. So this first week is kind of just getting them into the nutrition, what's going on in the unit, what they're going to be learning, and what they need to be thinking about. And then this one is they're analyzing the things that they learned previously or had already known. They watch a documentary about like advertising and packaging and agriculture and that kind of stuff. And then they had to answer some questions about it. And then they had to do a food and exercise log for their final assignment this week. And they just log every single thing that they eat, all of the exercise that they do. And then in week 8, they they look at how much the food that they eat actually costs. They create a meal plan for a family of 3 or 4, and then they create a nutrition and fitness plan that's specific to themselves. So they are supposed to look at their food log and then decide what needs to go in, what they need to change or what they need to add to or something like that. And then they put that on their nutrition and fitness plan. So that's the scaffolding there. And then I just make sure, like in my overview, the way that the content or the stuff is displayed. So every objectives page, overview page looks like this. They all have this, so they know that that's the objectives. Their objectives are listed. They have their assignments and how much they're worth, and then the pacing schedule. And then I do tell them, because sometimes it does take 5 to 7 hours, sometimes they can do it a little bit quicker. So I just have that little note on there. But all of these look the exact same, so they know what's coming. They know kind of what it looks like every week, so it doesn't change every week. And then I think that's pretty much it. I put on the links page where I like specifically was looking at my research, but I didn't read all of the articles. I read up into the point where I told you to scroll to for the research, but those are like the main things that I took out of the research, and you'll see those on there. But if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm excited for all of you to see this.